Hello Udemy, I am Shazad Ahmad from checkz.com and welcome in lecture number 15. Today we are going to fetch all of records from our database, and we are going to show those records on the admin panel, so you can easily view your categories, and you can easily add it or delete your categories, which category you want to delete or not. So first of all, go to your nav left sections. Make sure control shift N, hit the enter button. So now you can see you have a single element which is new category. Now I am saying all categories, or you can write show categories or whatever you want to write. Now here I'm saying all categories. Copy this bad boy, and now you can create this method first of all, and you can check if the admin is logged in or not. Admin logged in. Okay, if the admin is logged in or not. If the admin is not logged in, redirect with an error. Otherwise, what we need to fetch the records from the admin panel. So I'm saying this mode admin. Make sure this is the model which we have created in our previous lectures, and we are going to use this model. I'm saying get all categories. For suppose, get all categories. Okay, so now we are storing, because we are going to send all of these categories from our controller to our view. So that's why we are saying, I'm saying all categories. Okay, first of all, go to your mode admin model and create your method. And now I'm saying this db get. Now I'm saying it takes two parameter. First is your table's name, second is your associative array. I'm saying where C status equals to 1, get all those records and return. Okay, so now copy all of these files and paste here, and you can just change the view, because you have all header, css, nav, left, footer and html. These are the same views on every method. Okay, now copy this and go to your admin and home view. Admin, home, create a new file which is all categories. Okay, now copy this bad boy and paste this bad boy here. First of all, we need to add all of our, okay, here is your, we have created wrapper which is for the admin panel, and this is the row and this is the columns. First of all, okay, so we have a single column, and now we are checking that what we are going to check. We are checking all num rows, or means all categories, num rows greater than 0 if we are receiving some data from this variable. Because why we are receiving? Because we are sending from the controller. Okay, then and I'm saying and if. Otherwise I'm saying category not available or categories not available. It's totally depend upon you how you are coding. Okay, if the categories are available, then I'm just saying just var dump all categories. Okay, now refresh the page, go to your category, all categories. So you can see all categories. This is not available because you are not sending the variable in second parameter. So that's why hit the enter button. So now you can see you are receiving the data from the database. How many rows are there? I'm saying please check the rows. Okay, so you can see we are receiving the single row. Why we are receiving the single row? Because we have a single record inside our database. So that's why we are receiving the single row. Since you are receiving the single row, okay, for now it's working fine. But suppose you have thousands of categories. So for suppose now okay, for suppose these are two entries which is coming from the database. Okay, admin ID 1. Okay, these are the two entries which is coming from the database. For suppose these are only two entries. For suppose if you have 100 or thousands entries, so what you need, first of all you need to create the paginations. So how can you create the paginations? Just a second. So we are fetching all of records from the database, so we need to create the pagination so you can easily manage your pages. So for the paging you need to specify the base URL. First of all I'm saying config, and I'm saying base URL. So what is the base URL? I'm saying admin all categories is the base URL first of all, or I'm saying this is the base URL. Then I'm saying config total rows. How can you count the total rows? I'm saying I'm going to count the total rows using this method. Okay, I'm returning. So now I'm saying num rows. So num rows. So now get all categories. So this method is returning the total rows. I'm saying total rows. Total rows. And now per page, how many records you want to show on a single page? I'm saying per page is 20 or 1 for suppose. Okay, now I'm saying what is the URI segment? I'm saying URI segment is the third. Okay, Just a second, I'm going to explain each and everything what's going on. So now I'm saying this load library, I'm saying pagination. Okay, we are loading the library paginations. Now I'm saying this pagination initialize. What initialize? I'm saying config. We are initializing these settings which we have created at the top section, and now I'm saying now you have to calculate the page. How can you calculate the page? First of all, I'm saying just fetch the third segment third. Okay, first of all fetch the third segment, or I'm saying URI segment third is 0. Okay, so we are calculating the page from the URL, and now I'm going to fetch all my records from the database. So now I'm saying just clone this by pressing Ctrl D. I'm saying fetch all categories. So now I'm saying fetch all categories, and I'm storing this query, but in this time I'm saving this query inside the query variable. So now I'm saying if query num rows greater than 0, if you are receiving rows from the 0, I'm saying query result as, I'm saying row. Okay, so where you can add this row, I'm saying data. So this is the array, and I'm saying row. Okay, now I'm saying return data. Otherwise I'm saying in the else section I'm saying return false, or return false, or something like this. You can say return false. Okay, so now I think it's working fine. You have created the paginations. So now fetch this record. I'm saying that this mode admin fetch this record, but you have to pass some parameters. Which parameter? For suppose you have created config and you have created per page. First parameter per page, and second parameter what is the page, because we are using some offset here, so that's why. So I'm saying this db limit, it takes two parameter, first is the value, second is the offset. I'm saying first is the, oh sorry, since we are sending two parameters from the controller, so you have to receive two parameters here. One is limit, second is where you want to start this table or this record. I'm saying you can start from this and the limit is this. Okay, so now you have created the pagination sections from the scratch. Okay, so now all categories, you can all categories. Okay, you have all categories. What you need to add now link, I'm saying this pagination create links, this pagination create links. Okay, so now since you are receiving the row or return type, so you have to specify here only F. Okay, go to your page, refresh the page, paginations, admin pagination, which line number 153. So here is 153 pagination. Okay, refresh the page. So now you can see categories not available, all categories. So where, so here is your all categories and refresh the page. So now you can see you are receiving the one element. So how can you configure these? Because we are going step by step, we are teaching you step by step, so that's why we are going to create step by step each and everything. So for each, I'm saying for each, what for each, I'm saying all categories L as category, I'm saying and for each, and you need to add tables here, and I'm saying the table close here, and I'm saying tr start here, and I'm saying td start here. I'm saying category, make sure cname first of all, and okay, it's fine. Now I have to specify the class table dashed. Okay, so what about links? I'm saying refresh the page. Since we are sending links, okay, so now you can see you have two records or two page, and you have to echo this one. So you have mobile, and you can see you have another mobile, and if you can specify the ID, I'm saying C ID. So now you can see this is the 5 ID, and you can see this is the third ID. So you can verify by clicking this. so 3 and 5 ID. So you have successfully created the paginations. So I think when you add more than 5 or 10 records, so you can enable this, because we are saying the per page required is 1. I'm saying the per page is required 10 required per page. So go to refresh. So now you can see you have 2 records and you are fetching from the database, and now you are showing here. And what about, you need to create the edit and delete sections also. I'm saying anchor href, and I'm saying edit, and I'm saying delete. Refresh the page. So you can button, I'm saying info, and here is I'm saying class, button, I'm saying danger. Refresh the page. So now you have 2 buttons, and in the next lecture we are going to create our edit system, so you can easily edit this entry or this entry or whatever entry is coming from the database. And in the further lecture we are going to add delete systems for our category. So I think this is enough. So thank you for watching.